On May 20th, 2026, the global economy will hold its breath. One company, $77 billion in 90 days, more than the annual GDP of entire nations earned in a single quarter. But behind the record profits, the godfather of AI, Jensen Huang, is facing a mutiny. Gamers call his new tech AI slop. The US government is investigating a $5 billion hole. And his own biggest customers? They are building weapons to kill the king. This is the most profitable monopoly in history, and it might be the beginning of its end. To understand the fall, you have to understand the masterstroke. Jensen Huang didn't just build a chip, he built a language. CUDA. For 20 years, Nvidia spent billions on software no one used. It was a gamble of extreme patience. While rivals like Intel focused on the present, Jensen bet on a world that didn't exist. In 2026, that bet became the oxygen of the digital age. $215 billion in annual revenue, 71% gross margins. These numbers aren't just high. They are mathematically impossible for a hardware company. But the foundation of this empire is starting to rot from the inside. The people who built Nvidia, the gamers, now feel like second-class citizens. The breaking point arrived at GTC 2026. DLSS 5. Jensen called it a GPT moment. The internet called it a disaster. AI isn't just making games faster anymore, it's hallucinating the art. Developers at elite studios like Capcom and Ubisoft were blindsided. The neural rendering altered character faces without their permission. Creative vision is being sacrificed for data center efficiency. Jensen's response: he called the critics completely wrong. Before we reveal Google's secret weapon to kill Nvidia, hit subscribe. We track the wars they want to keep hidden. This arrogance has fueled a fire that isn't going out. For the first time in history, Nvidia launched zero gaming cards in 2026. Memory constraints, surging AI demand. The gamer was evicted. But Jensen has bigger problems than angry teenagers. Senator Chris Coons is asking about the H200 chips. Why are AI chips still flowing into China despite the bans? There is a glaring contradiction in the official testimony. Geopolitical risk is no longer a footnote. It's a $5.5 billion loss. Tighter export rules are a guillotine hanging over the stock price. Currently, Nvidia sits at $215, pulling back from all-time highs. Investors have jitters. The volatility is real, and regulators are finally smelling blood in the water. 84% market share. That is a near-total monopoly. The US and EU are probing bundling practices. If you want the chips, you have to buy the software. You have to buy the cables. This lock-in is what made them billions. It's also what might break them. Significant insider stock sales are raising eyebrows. Does management see something the public doesn't? But the most dangerous threat isn't a lawyer. It's a customer. The big tech insurgency has begun. Google's Ironwood, Amazon's Trainium, Microsoft's Maya. These are not just chips. They are independence movements. Google could capture 20% of the market by 2030. Anthropic just announced a $200 billion shift to Google Silicon. This is the first major defection. It won't be the last. Nvidia remains king for training frontier models. But for inference, the day-to-day AI tasks, cost is all. And Nvidia is the most expensive thing on Earth. Every tech giant is now an architect of their own silicon. They are tired of paying the Jensen tax. If you want to master the blueprints of the 1%, subscribe. We track the wars you aren't supposed to see. Now, let's look at the darkest hour, the 3-year risk. Revenue is concentrated in just a handful of hyperscalers. If Google and Microsoft stop buying, the roof collapses. This is a fragile dominance, high margin, but high risk. IDC estimates Nvidia still controls 81% of the market, but the rivals are chipping away at the edges. AMD and Intel are forcing price wars in the mid-tier. Broadcom is stealing the networking show. The moat isn't gone, but it is drying up. Investors are asking, how long can a 75% margin last? In economics, margins like this are a dinner bell for competition. The Vera Rubin architecture is the next masterstroke. $1 trillion in sales projected for 2026 and 2027. It is the most ambitious industrial ramp-up in human history. But demand is a fickle beast. Hyperscaler spending is the only thing keeping the lights on. If AI ROI doesn't materialize for the big players, they will cut spend. And Nvidia has no plan B. They burned the bridge to the gaming community. They are all in on the AI data center. Jensen Huang is playing the highest stakes game of his life. He is the hero of the AI revolution and the villain of the open market. A character study in absolute execution and absolute dominance. Earnings report is expected to be released on May 20th. Revenue growth is forecast at 77%. This is the moment of truth. Billions are being wagered on this one day in prediction markets. If they are off by even a little, the pullback is going to be violent. That's the price of perfection. There's no room for error. In the near term, the moat is intact. Blackwell is the gold standard, but the medium term is a battlefield of giants. Regulatory pressure, customer defections, geopolitical traps. Nvidia is simultaneously the most successful and most hunted company. The AI slop backlash is just the tip of the iceberg. It represents a loss of trust with the people who mattered most. When you treat your core business as a side effect, you lose your soul. And in tech, once you lose your soul, the vultures arrive. AMD, Intel, Broadcom. They are the vultures. They are waiting for the giant to stumble. Every percentage point of market share lost is $1 billion. The era of 80% dominance is ending. The era of the AI commodity is beginning, where competition drives prices down and margins to zero. Can Nvidia pivot again? Can Jensen pull another miracle? The blueprint for 2027 is already being written. It involves robotics, edge AI, and sovereign clouds. But for now, the king must survive the summer of 2026. A summer of investigations, backlash, and betrayal. Watch the May 20th report. It is the heartbeat of the world. If the pulse skips, the $5 trillion dream is over. Nvidia is a lesson in the fragility of absolute power. A lesson in what happens when you win so much, you lose yourself. Stay tuned to the business blueprint as we cover the fallout. Because in this game, there is no second place. The era of the AI sovereign is just beginning. And the map is being redrawn every single day. This was the paradox of Nvidia. Absolute dominance. Absolute vulnerability. I'll see you in the next blueprint.